Hello, and thank you for tuning into this week's Mayor's Update. As always, we have a lot of important information to share with you here this week, so please feel free to share this video with your friends, family, relatives, and anyone else you think might find this information helpful over the course of the coming week. We've got a lot we're going to talk about in this update. We'll talk about a couple of the events that happened this past week, give you a recap on those, some stuff that's upcoming, heads up on some of the things that the city's looking for information on or that we can just give information so that the public's aware, and then we'll wrap it up from there explaining where we are as we normally do when we go out and visit these locations for these mobile updates, if you will. But I want to thank everyone who came out to the Food Truck Festival we had this past weekend. This was the 6th year that this Food Truck Festival has been in operation here in Gardner. I want to thank Colin Smith, my executive aide, for the work that he did in getting that ready, as well as our inspectors. Angela DePrima, our Assistant Director of Public Health, who actually came out on her birthday to make sure all the trucks were inspected and cleaned and need to be up to the level that they needed to be at, as well as our fire inspectors, Captain Asowski and Lieutenant Betez, for the work that they did in making sure everything was set before we had to go. And then our performers, AK Cody and The Remedy for our musical performers, different beverage vendors that were there, the vendors who just set up tables, the glitter tattoos and face paint and everything else that was there. It was really a great event for people to just get out and get involved. If you have any feedback on that festival, please feel free to contact Colin in my office and we'll be sure to get that out there. We'll be releasing the date for the new Food Truck Festival very shortly. We do plan those normally a year in advance in terms of getting the trucks gauged on their interest. We normally wait 2 weeks after the last event and then go from there. So keep an eye out for more information on next year's Food Truck Festival, and thank you for all who came out and enjoyed some great food. Congresswoman Trahan was visiting the Chair City this past Monday, where she held her annual town hall meeting forum that was held over at Perry Auditorium. We had about 50 people attend that. It was actually, really good to see that many people involved and to see Gardner getting attention that Congresswoman Trahan wanted to come out here to do that event instead of out in the Haverhill-Lowell area that's also part of her district. So thank you very much to the Congresswoman for choosing us here in Gardner and looking forward to the continued partnership that we have with your office going forward in terms of federal partnerships with grant funding, programming, and everything like that we can really boost our image here in the Chair City. There was an event this past week at the Massachusetts State House for the official retirement ceremony of the charter for the Polish American Veterans Association. That is a program that has been very active here in the city of Gardner. They give out annual scholarships, different donations to different charitable organizations. Basically what this means is the local Polish American Veterans chapter will still be active, but the state's organization has decided to dissolve. So they symbolically gave back the charters to the state legislature at this ceremony at the Massachusetts State House, but still know that the Polish American Veterans will still be active here in Gardner for the time being, and they will still be as involved in doing all the regular programming that they do. It's just the state organization has dissolved at the state level, but all the local organizations are still active. And I want to thank Representative John Zlotnick for hosting that event for that retirement ceremony of those charters at the Massachusetts State House for that very important occasion, and a group that's been very important to us here in the city of Gardner. The fire department got a new addition to the team this past week. Sully, or Mr. Sullivan as his real name is, the fire department's new comfort therapy dog, joined the ranks at the Gardner Fire Department. Sully is an English Mastiff dog that is owned by Gardner Fire Lieutenant Eric Hewlett and his wife, who will be doing some work with the Gardner Fire Department. Their job is if they respond to a situation and someone's in a lot of distress or discomfort, they're responding to a fire, and people are emotional as they normally can be in those situations. There's a dog to help comfort them there. It also helps make sure that if our officers, our firefighters, our people in our city departments are ever under a stressful situation, it's just a way to de-stress and decompress. Sully is a fully certified therapy and comfort dog through the Commonwealth, and it's great to have that member of the team there too. Sully will be barked into his service at the city at the August City Council meeting, so keep an eye out for more information on when that'll happen. We'd love to see as many people there as possible for our new fire dog that we have here. And while he may not be the typical Dalmatian that you'd see at a firehouse, he's going to be a great addition to the team that we have. I'm told that he had his weekly meeting with Rocky this past week, our police dog, so I think they'll be getting along great. We want to remind people that the annual American Day in the Park is taking place this Sunday, July 16th from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. over at the Gardner Fish and Gun Club on Clark Street. I want to thank the members of the different organizations that put this event on year in and year out to help honor our veterans here in the greater Gardner area. So again, the All-American Day in the Park this Sunday, July 16th, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Congratulations to Strand's Hair Salon over on Knowlton Street at the intersection of Knowlton and Connor Street, right behind City Hall, on their ribbon cutting that they had this week. Peyton Fitzsimmons, the new owner of that, purchased that business back in March and redid the whole location, painted, new business plan and everything. So congratulations to everyone who's involved in there, and welcome to Gardner. This is our 8th new business this year to open their doors in the Chair City on top of the 33 that we opened last year. So it's great to see the business attention and economic growth that we're having here in Gardner. The Greenwood pool is going to be closed for a little bit. We had an incident in which a child had glass goggles on and went to throw the goggles to their parent on the pool deck. However, did not make the throw, and the glasses accidentally hit the corner of the sidewalk and the pool, and the glasses shattered in the water. Massachusetts Department of Public Health regulations now require us to drain the pool, sweep the concrete inside of the pool, shop vac the inside, and then refill the pool to make sure that there is no glass floating in the water. That way it doesn't get sucked up by the filtration system and blown back into the pool, and there are no chances of injury. But also, our filtration system is a brand new $75,000 filtration system that we just installed this year too, so it does help protect our investment in the pool as well. We understand this is an inconvenience, but we have to do it as a safety hazard and as our long-term maintenance plan for the pool itself. So we'll be sure to let the public know when the Greenwood Memorial Pool is able to be back open. However, we do have to follow all of those regulations that are issued at the state level just for safety standards. There's been a lot of work that's been done over at the Waterford Street School area. We are working on improving the lighting fixtures that are in there, converting those from the incandescent bulbs that are there to LED light bulbs to help us save on our electricity costs, as well as some other work that's been done there. There's a lot of misinformation that's being spread about the Waterford Street School information on different platforms. This is still moving forward. We have said several times here that the land underneath, I think it was said it at a city council meeting a couple times as well, is protected by Article 97 because the land was taken by eminent domain by the city for playground purposes. So we're working right now with the Secretary of Energy and Environmental Affairs on moving things forward. The community center is still the plan for that one, and all the organizations are still in contact with us. It's just, adding a couple months to the process there, but we are still moving forward with that project. And know that if you have any questions on what is actually going on at the Waterford Street School area, you can always feel free to give my office a call at any time. A lot of the information you read on Facebook isn't the most accurate one, so we just want to make sure people are aware that things are moving forward there, and if you see something online that doesn't sound about right, it probably isn't right, and you can give us a call and we'll be happy to clarify that information for you. Our summer recreation program is in full swing at Gardner High School and at the Gardner Elementary School building. We have about 378 students involved this year in the program between its two locations. The younger students are at the elementary school, the older students are over at the high school, and we employ about 60 individuals through that program. So thank you very much to our athletic director and recreation director, Dan Fort, for the work that he's doing and really revamping this program and growing it beyond what we thought. I remember the first year we thought it was great. We had 100 students in it, and now we're up to almost 400 students. So congratulations, Dan, on a successful summer, and we're looking forward to seeing the different programs that come as a result of that as we move forward. Just as a reminder that the National Night Out, our annual celebration that we do in the summer about all the different awareness organizations that we have, is taking place on Thursday, August 3rd from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the practice field at Gardner High School. There's several different prevention organizations, different nonprofits in the area, different law enforcement, the Gardner Police Department, Gardner Fire Department, the District Attorney's Office, they'll all have a presence there too. This is all done every year through the Gardner Community Action Team just to show what resources are available in our area. And I want to thank our prevention coordinator, Veronica Patty, for the work that she's been doing to get this off the ground again, and the work that she does throughout the year to help get information out to the public as to what resources are available to them. I will be back in the dunk tank this year at the National Night Out, so I'll be sure to get you the time. I'm there for an hour out of the full length of the event, so I'll be sure to say that on these updates and let you know who else is in the charity dunk tank, but we'll go from there for sure as to more information about the event as it gets closer. The city is looking for people to become Gardner Trail Heroes. These are volunteers that can be working with our conservation and planning agent, Sophie Doro, to get out and help maintain our trails that we have there. We do the best that we can with our DPW and our brush hog, but sometimes things just need a little TLC. So if you are interested in volunteering for the city to help spruce up some of the trails that we have in our trail network here in Gardner, you can contact Sophie Doro, our conservation planning agent, by emailing sdorow, D-O-R-O-W, at gardner-ma.gov, or contacting her via phone as well, and we'll be able to get you signed up for that program. The Gardner Centennial Celebration Committee is having our summer celebration on July 22nd from 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. New update this week is that the kids zone and the bouncy houses will be free. Donations have come in a lot higher than we've expected, so we're able to cut the cost on those there. So thank you very much to the Centennial Committee and Teresa Thompson for organizing that event, and I'm really looking forward to seeing how successful that'll be. And just as another reminder, registrations are now open for the parade that'll take place on September 17th at setups at 12 p.m., kickoff at 1 p.m. Setup is at Elm Street School. It'll go through the downtown and end at Waterford Street School at our new community center. And if you'd like to sign up for that, contact my office and we'll be able to get you in touch with the Gardner Centennial Celebration Committee. DPW crews are working on Lawrence Street this coming week and the next little bit there too. We are fully replacing the sidewalks on Lawrence Street. This is something that actually was approved last year, that due to construction delays we had to put off until this year because we didn't want to rip up all the sidewalks right before school started last August, because we do have a large school population that uses that sidewalk to walk to school. The ramps at the crosswalks were dug up this week for their replacements, and then once those are done, we'll be doing the full sidewalk from Temple Street all the way to Pearl Street. So keep an eye out on that project and expect some delays if you are traveling out in that area. While that is being done on that side of the city, crews are still over on Eaton Street working on that construction project. We're in the process right now of taking down the trees that have been approved for removal after the tree hearing that we had. Then the new guardrails will be put in, and then the final coat of pavement will be put up. Our construction over on Partridge Street is completed. So that's where we are right now in our paving schedule for the summer. And then if you haven't noticed where we are right now, we are at the brand new Park Street Park, name still to be determined, with the former site of the National Grid substation that used to be here, that the city licensed and leased from National Grid for the purpose of creating this new waterfront park. There's several different benches and tables that are out here, and it connects to the new extension of the bike path that goes behind the old Greenwood pool facility and the current outdoor Greenwood pool facility as well. There is some work that still needs to be done here. There'll be a small fence put up where the siltation barrier is right now, just because of DEP regulations. We have to have a minimum 4 feet barrier between the land that people can access and the reservoir, so that fence will be added in shortly. But the park is open to the public, so if you'd like to come out for a new place to have a nice picnic in a really nice spot with a great view, this is a great place for you to come. I want to thank particularly Lindsay Butler, our Assistant Director of Community Development and Planning, for overseeing this project that's over here, and I'm looking forward to seeing people really take advantage of this new spot that's here. From a place that once was surrounded by barbed wire to this right now, it's night and day from what's here. We do have also ADA compliant picnic tables that are here, so if you go by and you see a table that has 2 blue stripes on it, it is an open spot where you can actually wheel up a wheelchair and use the table at a wheelchair height as well too. So come out, enjoy this park that we have here. It's a great amenity to add to what we have here in the city. And I just want to close by saying thank you. We're filming this right now on Friday the 14th. Yesterday the 13th was my 3rd anniversary of being mayor here in the city of Gardner. And looking back to when we started and we didn't know how to do an outdoor-indoor inauguration ceremony because of the COVID-19 restrictions, vaccines hadn't even been released yet, and we were still talking about that, to where we are right now. It doesn't feel like 3 years, but it also feels longer than 3 years with the amount of work that we've been able to get done and progress we've been able to make. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for your partnership over the last 3 years, for your encouragement, support, and for your suggestions when things go wrong too, because that's how this is all supposed to work. So I am just, from the bottom of my heart, thank you for the time that I've been here as mayor and the projects we've been able to do and partner on, initiatives created, and let's go keep getting the job done. So I look forward to speaking with you again next week in next week's update. But until that time, if you have any questions, contact my office at any time. Thank you very much and have a good day.